Welcome to Core Physio and Pilates video series. Joseph Pilates had a really great quote. He said that if you are 30 and your spine is stiff, you are old, and if you're 60 and your spine is flexible, you are young. With today's day and age, it is so important that we try and keep moving. We are often so sedentary, we often sit a lot, so it's really important that we try and get our spines moving in all directions so that we can continue to work like well-oiled machines into our 60s, 70s, 80s, and even 90s. The first exercise is for spine extension. It's called Swan extension. So Liz is going to lie down on her tummy. She'll place her hands directly underneath her shoulders, legs extended back behind her, starting with a nice long neck. So her head is in line with the rest of her spine. From here, Liz is going to gently press up through her hands, trying to keep the shoulders nice and low and the collarbones nice and wide at the front of her chest. Press up to where you feel comfortable, to where you feel that slight stretch in your spine, and then slowly lower down. With this, imagine that there's a piece of sticky tape running down the front of your body, and imagine you're gently peeling the front of that body off the floor. Good. And then slowly lowering down. The last thing that's important to remember with this exercise is the lower back. Try and protect your lower back by keeping your lower belly slightly pulled in, so you're keeping those lower back segments supported by your tummy muscles. Good. And so you can repeat about anywhere from 10 to 20 of these exercises. And you'll find that as you get more flexible, you'll be able to move further into range and a lot more comfortably. Lovely, good. Next exercise we're going to go through is called thread the needle. You'll need to grab your foam roller for this exercise. Liz is going to be in a 4-point kneel position here. So her hands will be directly underneath her shoulders and her knees will be directly under your hips. So just bring your knees in a little bit for me, Liz. That's it, good. So starting with a nice flat spine, so from the base of the tail, from the base of the pelvis, all the way through to the back of her neck is one continuous line. She's going to stay nice and strong through her right arm. She's going to take the arm underneath her body, placing the hand gently on the roller with the palm facing up. And from here, Liz is going to gently rotate her head, rotate her shoulder, and try and turn the rib cage. She ends up in this nice rotated thoracic spine position, trying to keep the pelvis nice and still, and then threading back. So it's like you're threading a needle underneath your body. Good, and that should feel really nice on your spine. Good. So just try and stay nice and strong through this arm. Try not to hitch that shoulder up to your ear. With these, probably recommend about 10 to each side. Good. Just allowing that roller to really facilitate that movement there. Great job, Liz. Good. And the last exercise is called Mermaid. This is for spine lateral flexion, so a sideways bend. So from here, we're going to sit in what we call a Z-sit position. So you'll have your feet cocked off to one side. Liz will try and sit nice and firm on her pelvis. So she'll try and feel both her sit bones resting on the floor. If you are tight through your hip, it's important to kind of recognize in your own body that one of those hips might be slightly lifted. So anchor as best you can. From here, Liz is going to place her right hand onto the floor. She'll reach her left arm up and over. Good. So it's important to remember that when you're reaching away from your feet, you'll drop to your elbow, reach, and actively anchor through this hip. She'll then sweep her arm over to the other side towards her feet and then reach the other arm over. The stretch on this side is going to be a lot more significant. You're able to anchor the pelvis really easily and get that lovely stretch down through the side of her arm to the side of her body. And then she'll just continue. Good. Slide to the elbow, reach. Good. Keeping the head in line with the spine as she moves. Reach. You'll notice that her shoulder isn't hitching towards her ear. She's got this lovely space in here. So be mindful of that when you're doing the exercise. And she looks like a real ballerina. Great work, Liz.